Some quick headlines. We begin with a Fox News alert. 8 people are dead, including 6 children, in a devastating house fire in Chicago. 2 others are being treated at a hospital along with an injured firefighter. Officials say no smoke detectors were found inside the home. The cause is under investigation. And turning to extreme weather, life-threatening flash floods are putting Hawaii on notice. Parts of the Big Island receiving as much as 45 inches of torrential rain. The devastation trapping families inside their homes as Tropical Storm Lane begins to drift away from Hawaii. Another 5 to 10 inches of rain is expected throughout the day. And an autistic 13-year-old boy crashes a stolen ambulance. The teen was being evaluated at a Rhode Island firehouse when he pulled out in front of a motorcyclist. The biker's helmet cam you see there caught the moment of impact. A firefighter was thrown from the side of the truck seconds before it crashes. Only minor injuries, thankfully, were reported.
All right. Meanwhile, we've got a lot of other news, including shocking new revelations about those suspects from the New Mexico compound that investigators say were training kids to become school shooters.
Newly released court documents reveal that the so-called Muslim extremists were also planning to attack a major hospital in Atlanta.
Here with her reaction, Michelle Malkin, host of Michelle Malkin Investigates on the CRTV. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, everyone.
Tell us what is going on with this.
Well, apparently there was a manifesto in the possession of the members of this compound titled Phases of a Terrorist Attack. So it wasn't just the information that we already know about the kids allegedly being trained to shoot up schools, but also these very specific threats against soft targets, including Atlanta's Grady Memorial Hospital. So all of the new information that's been disclosed by the DA to appeal the judge's decision to grant bond to these suspects, I think makes the judge even look worse than she already did when she was condemning law enforcement and the DA for bringing up the jihad origins of the plots against innocent American school children and families. It's very troublesome. And you know, one thing that I detected in looking at these latest filings, too, is there are some troubling jurisdictional conflicts that I think that may have led to the unnecessary death of the 3-year-old boy. Because what we do know is that the property owners had alerted local authorities, Tanya and Jason Badger. And I really do believe that this couple are an unsung hero in all of this, because they did what authorities always tell you to do, which is if you see something, say something. And the local authorities apparently had their hands tied because of the pre-existing FBI investigation. And I think more questions need to be asked about that, whether there were dropped balls in this case.
Well, more questions. I mean, this is a blockbuster story. The times that I'm hearing about it, I'm so shocked. There's been so much attention on school shootings. We know what they were up to on this compound. Have you been shocked by the lack of attention on other networks to a story that really is very newsworthy?
Rachel, that's a really good question. It's a million-dollar question, and I'm not shocked, unfortunately, because you see a lot of this, especially since 9/11. There's this pathology. It is a liberal pathology. It is a mainstream media pathology to whitewash jihad out of these stories of potentially violent massacres. And you're right. Where are the gun control people? Allegedly, these people were armed to the teeth, or they had many weapons in their possession. And the idea of training kids to shoot other kids, you'd think that the gun control left would be all over it. And instead, we get this silence. This is much more than just a run-of-the-mill story about child abuse. And when the story initially came out, that's how it was framed. And unfortunately, the left is clinging to that narrative because they do not want to talk about the radical roots, the Islamic imperative that lies underneath. If not for the Badgers, who did their own Googling and found out that Siraj Wahhaj, the son, had been wanted in Georgia on this search warrant, this thing may have never been uncovered in the first place.
Michelle, we've got just 1 minute. To your point, the latest court documents, we've gone through them. 13-page motion. The prosecutors say that among the things they found at this compound is a booklet about the, quote, phases of a terrorist attack, and that they've interviewed the children who survived. And some of the kids are saying that one of the leaders, Morton, allegedly stated, quote, he wished to die in jihad as a martyr. What in the world? Yes. What is the judge thinking to say, okay, we can let these suspects out on bond?
Yes, that's right. And I'm glad that the authorities, the law enforcement authorities, are at least appealing this. But there's a larger question here in the post 9/11 environment too, Ed, which is, again, were there dropped balls? Were there red flags that the FBI ignored? Did they slow walk once the Badgers had alerted local authorities, and local authorities allegedly had contacted the FBI and knew that there was something going on here? It is in a long line, whether we're talking about the Boston Marathon bombing, the Orlando nightclub massacre, Fort Hood, San Bernardino, where we belatedly get information that the FBI knew something was going on and didn't do anything about it.
Well, Michelle Malkin has been all over this story. She's going to stay on it, and so are we. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, Michelle.
You bet.
All right, we also continue our coverage this morning of the life and legacy of Senator John McCain. Maria Bartiromo, interviewed him many times.
You too.
She's going to be on next talking about the senator's legacy.